Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLeSh's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, know your nation, know yourself. Tonight, for the first time in actually quite a while, we're all together. So it's just the usual lineup. But many of you will know, in case you don't know, this is a breaking story. The podcaster Charlie Kirk has just been shot dead in the neck. I've just finished with my clients for the day. I was just thought, let me just check the stories, check some messages and stuff. And of course, all of this is coming through. And what I think is fair to say, irrespective of, his viewpoints, and I certainly didn't agree with him. Of course, being shot dead is not a good thing. And of course, we're not endorsing violence. And particularly what could also be particular violence as well, obviously on this show. But we're going to be talking about this. We have to debate about this also as well. Simultaneously, there was also a school shooting in Colorado happening at the same time. So Charlie Kirk was talking, from what I understand, Utah Valley University, where I think over 200 students had come to see him. And of course, I think Charlie Kirk's a bit on the far right, isn't he, from what I understand, with his rhetoric and stuff like that.
He's beyond the far right, Lon.
Oh, really? Right. And then apparently he was taking a question where someone asked him, well, how many shootings have there been? Tell us,
actually,
give us some.
Actually, the truth is that somebody asked them about transgender. And there's some debate on what the actual thing is, but the person was asking a question about something about, from what the reports are, something about what do you think about transgender, and that came out as well. So there's no clarification exactly what the question was yet.
Right, but he was giving the answer from what I understand, and was shot in the neck.
Yes.
From what I understand, he was rushed to hospital. Apparently, there are very gruesome videos circulating online, which I'm not going to be watching about. I'm not going to be watching. My phone's been blowing up because people have been messaging me. I've spent all day with clients. I've had in fact, actually really quite an incredible day with my clients, with everything that is kind of coming through. But as I said before, we live in extraordinary times. There is tectonic change. I've made some notes here. So there's Charlie Kirk, which we'll get back to, but just to give you some updates as well. Nepal, Gen Z riots. They've burnt down the entire parliament of Nepal has been burnt down to the ground, because the Gen Zs are obviously upset. They said the parliament grounds and civil unrest at the oppression and corruption of the ruling classes that only serve themselves. So that's Gen Z, burnt that down. Mass riots in France today, which is the Block Everything protests in France. Austerity protests nationwide. I think the Duchess of Kent has just died. And then we've had, of course, the Russian drone shot down over Poland. And of course, Israel has also bombed Qatar. And there's also a scandal emerging with Peter Mandelson, who is the envoy to the United States, the diplomatic envoy to the United States. And Kemi Badenoch was saying in the news today that reports from the Daily Telegraph showed that he had brokered a deal with Jeffrey Epstein. Obviously, we know who Epstein is. And this occurred after Epstein had been convicted of child sex offenses. So we have extraordinary things going on. But ladies, well, first of all, welcome to the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Starting with you, Lady G, then Sheila, and then Lena. How do you feel about the Charlie Kirk scenario, and what are your instincts on that? We'll take it in turns.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's sad that when anybody gets murdered like that, especially when they have a young family. But my concern is that Trump is having them lower the flags now, half-mast, for Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
Yes. Right. He also wanted a state funeral for Bobbitt, for the woman Bobbitt.
Wow. Sheila, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I do not condone anybody getting shot ever, for any reason whatsoever, out of political or whatever. So I do not condone this whatsoever, and I'm just waiting for more information to come out to do a full assessment, because the left or the right is already saying this is all on the Democrats. I mean, it's already the political theater is already there. So that upsets me the most too. Sometimes. And of course, all the other shootings that were also happening today. But Charlie Kirk is the one that we're going to lift high up into the.
Of course, that takes away from Epstein as something
it
that
does.
can sit there and go off on for the next to get rid of Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Lena, your thoughts on what's happened with Charlie Kirk in this unfolding situation?
Well, I think it's sad for America. Every out of control shooting is sad for the nation. And I think I'd just like to draw people's attention for a minute to the Democrats who were shot too. You can't compare atrocities, but you do have to remember. Right, so it's very important. Like, their names are fading from history. I had to look them up today. Melissa Hartman and her husband, who were shot in their home. And none of it's good. It's not what stripe you are. None of it's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Astonishing. Well, I was trying to put together the questions today, guys, but I've been in such a flap because this is just an absolute unfolding whirlwind. I've got the questions here on my phone, but I've not had the usual time to structure them, go through them like I normally would, highlight, etc. We've got the comments absolutely blowing up right now here. Let's just see here. So someone was saying here, Edith says, my evil mind thinks it may have been done deliberately to distract from the Epstein thing. I mean, it's certainly a distraction. Someone here, Kat, was saying, I'm thinking the same thing. Someone says here, well put, Lena. Many of you are here. Someone says here, Crystal Blue says, my first thought when I heard that it was a disgruntled Republican because Charlie backtracked, flip-flopped on the Epstein thing recently. What Kyle Kalinsky of Secular Talk said, he said that apparently Charlie Kirk had fallen out with the far right, even further right than him. And they said he was suggesting that he had not passed the purity test, and that somehow Charlie Kirk wasn't kind of living up to what they believed his level of far rightness should be. Again, we're getting these stories that are coming in and from all directions. This, of course, is a breaking story, and it's particularly relevant as well because here we are in the land of YouTube, and of course Charlie Kirk was also a podcaster as well. And I think it also talks about too, what I would add to this is just that whichever side you represent, where it's the right, the left, or in the middle, or whatever, is that in this day and age of social media, we all have to be careful with the things that we say. And that's not to kind of like dumb things down or anything like that. It's just to say it's the case of you never know who is watching. And as we know, and I think some minister somewhere, not minister, some Congress person somewhere, he was standing on a lectern, quite a heavy guy. I've not seen him before, but I think he was Democrat. And he's been talking about this toxic rhetoric, particularly what Trump has introduced. And also as well, people are also reading back the quotes of Charlie Kirk, where he's saying, well, certain deaths are acceptable, for the Second Right amendments and stuff like that. So all of these stuff, what we put out tends to come back. Ladies, did you know this? I have to add this, and then we've got to read some cards, and forgive me, guys, because normally we would go straight into the questions, but this is literally a breaking story. again, this was something that Carl Kalinsky was just reading out. Have you heard about this, ladies? I'll share this with you. What's it called? So Carl Kalinsky of Secular Talk, I've put here. Have you heard about Jezebel magazine?
No.
I'm going to expect. So this is something that I just saw on Carl Kalinsky, and I was like, wow. Anyway, he said, guys, this is blowing up. So on September the 8th, 2 days ago, Jezebel magazine said words to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing from him because I've not had time to check it, but he was reading from the website. Jezebel magazine said, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. Right? So it says, and they go on, so did my Etsy curses work? Time will tell. The priestess reminded me that the forces work in mysterious ways, and that spell work is a collaboration between the caster, the client, and the universe itself. For now, we can only trust in the timing of the great unknown. A special thank you to the witches of the modern age who work tirelessly to hex Republicans and topple conservative regimes and the occasional ex-boyfriend. That's what they wrote. And it says, your work is much appreciated. And then he said they've added an editor's note saying that they condemn the shooting of Charlie Kirk, etc. But what are your thoughts on that, ladies? Apparently there was, not even apparently, there was a hex put on him. Lady G, you go first, and then let's pull some cards.
Well, you know, I'm sorry. I don't go for the hexes and all of that unless you're really into that. And then if they hex you and you're into that, it'll put the fear mode in you, and then it, you know, then it comes out. But otherwise, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Sheila, how do you feel about that?
Well, I personally do not do those sort of things. I don't know anything about the witches, what they did or whatever, but it's messy business if you ask me. And it could be a coincidence, and it could have been, you know, powerful. I don't know, but all I can say is I don't mess with any of that. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Lena, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think most of us in our sort of grouping and stuff understand the basic principles of energy transfer and magic. And the fundamental principle is, just like medicine, first do no harm. No one has the all clear or the right, in a way, to interfere with the life trajectory of another person. Mm. Mm. And I think it's really important to stay away from those who did. There's nothing wrong with doing a little money spell or affirmations about things, but we've been dealing with some hideous people for a very long time, and I don't think you've heard any of us in any way, you know, literally condemn the person. Their actions, yes, their point of view, we can fight about it all day. But I'll just say, I made a video yesterday on toxic masculinity and raved on about Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. And
not in flattering terms, but I didn't know. And that's the difference, is I get no joy from that, is the point.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so let's pull some cards. So I'm scanning through the chat, and forgive me, guys, if my eyes were looking down. It's because, of course, I don't have my stuff printed out, and I'm literally gone into the questions and scrolling through. And I think this one is very relevant. This question has just come in 56 minutes ago. And Susan says, what will the ramifications be of the shooting and death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk? Republicans are already blaming the Democrats, which of course is what you were talking about, Sheila. Let's pull some cards on this, and then we'll move on to the next questions. I was not expecting the show to go this way. It was going to be like, hey, we're all together again.
That's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry, just frame the question one more time.
So Susan asked, what will the ramifications be of the shooting and death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk? Republicans are already blaming the Democrats, which is what Sheila was sharing. Oh my goodness.
Are we doing a full or a one?
You know what?
Well,
I think
lost a lot of time.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. Well, what do you feel, Lady G? Do you want to do a full? Sheila, do you want to do a full? Lena, you want to do a full or one card pull? One. All right.
My reasoning for a one card is because we really do not know all of the information that's coming out.
Yes.
So I think a one card kind of, because without all of that information into the energy field, we don't know yet.
True. Very, very good point. All right, let's do a one card.
And I'm sure we'll all follow it up on our own channels.
Absolutely. This is going to be an unfolding story, isn't it? All right, one card pull. Ramifications. Assassination of Charlie Kirk. How will the right try and use it? Oh, one card pull. All right, here we go. All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, here we go. All right, Lady G, let's start with you, and we'll keep going clockwise in the usual fashion. How do you interpret your card?
Phoenix from the ashes. I got judgment, and of course, there's going to be a lot of judgment on both sides as to all sorts of drama going around with it.
Wow. Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I have justice. He's going to be put in handcuffs. They're going to find him or her, whoever did it. Yeah. So.
All right. Response. And Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I haven't worked with the Thoth deck for a very long time, but this is the 6 of Swords. It's almost the opposite of the traditional 6 of Swords moving away. This is concentrating in, right? And so the Christian cross is in the center with the swords. And I think short term, we're going to see a degree of hysteria and finger pointing over this from the Republicans. But I think the message of the cross is more important until we start, actually taking responsibility for these assassinations, right, as a country. They're assassinations no matter whose side they're on, and it's never good.
Yeah.
Indeed. And here, unfortunately, I've got the 5 of Swords, which we all know, particularly when we're talking about politics, really does talk about an abuse of power. So what this says to me is that those on the far right and all the Republicans are going to abuse this scenario and try and use it to further their own agendas, to either persecute Democrats or whoever they want to put in the firing lines. And I'm sure Trump will be trying to make either as much coin or as much political gain of it as out of it as possible. And of course, one cannot help but feel that a part of him will be actually quietly relieved that the world's attention is on this rather than talking about the usual things with Epstein, of course, which refuses to go away. They're going to abuse it. They're going to abuse the opportunity. Oh, sorry about that, guys. My God, what a start to a show, eh?
Yeah, boom. Just when we got the band back together, I was looking forward to today, and we were going to just sit back and have a giggle. And it's like, hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, guys, none of us have engaged.
And just
there's quite a few people in there wanting you to say hello, possum, or however you do it.
Hello, possums. Yeah, there's a particular cadence you've got to have.
Indeed.
Yeah.
One thing I quickly need to add, though, as well, this is very important as well, astrologically. Uranus started going retrograde a short while ago, and it means he's moving back towards the star Algol. And you remember what I told you about this star? This star deals with what? assassinations, decapitations, deals with being shot, you know, or losing one's head in some way. Uranus started, I think it was last week. I forgot to mention it, or the week before. And it's actually going to go down to about 3 degrees of sidereal Taurus. And we know that that star Algol sits at 1 degree, 50 minutes, or that there or thereabouts, which means there could be more things like this. Also, people literally losing their heads quite figuratively.
Yeah.
So just saying that. Gosh, wow. All right, shall we go for the next question?
Yes.
Let's see here. All right, so this is coming from Vizaloni. And again, I've not had a chance to plan the questions out, so I'm just scrolling down. It says, hello, Hogarth. Aren't you lucky to be surrounded with such beautiful and smart girls, of course? Well, ladies, really, ladies. Question, what can you tell us about the ice czar, Stephen Miller? Are we going to see justice in our time? Let's say within a year. And if you can, are the disappeared going to be back safe? Thank you for all you do. So basically, this is a question about Stephen Miller and if he will be held to justice. Let's do, what do you want to do? 1 card pull or full card pull on that? Do you want to do 1 card or a full card pull, ladies? I'll let you choose. 1? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a 1 card pull. There'll be something in there. I've just not had a chance to scan all the way through.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller. We did Shakespeare for Stephen Miller, didn't we? But I can't remember what he got.
Thanks, Patricia, the moderator. She does a good job putting the questions out.
Thank you.
And of course, Sharon Sipe, who always puts all of our information out there for everybody to follow us. She's the bomb. They're all the bomb.
Yeah, much appreciated. And my God, the times that we are in. All right, Stephen Miller. All right, after 3. So this time, Sheila, you'll be going first. All right. When Emelina's ready. Have my apple juice. Forgive me, I have my apple juice to the side. And I was supposed to use my mobile phone today because the camera's so much better, but it's been wacky races. I just had to go out with this. All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, all right. So, Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Oh gosh, Stephen Miller. You know, I got him sitting pretty. You know, the 9 of Cups sitting pretty. He has that, you know, luxury and he's just in a position that he really, really enjoys. And I don't know if the question was if he was going to get some sort of judgment or in trouble or anything like that. And I just think that probably not. He's pretty insulated from what this is. All the cups, all of that. He's sitting pretty. He's pretty insulated.
Yeah. And Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Well, it's the traditional hangman in that sense. So my answer would be not yet and not now. So in other words, don't hold your breath. But people are using his name more than they were in the first administration, where unless you were a deep political pundit, people weren't aware, and now they sort of know who he is. So, yeah, we'll see.
Indeed. So I get the Sun card for him. And I think in a way, this is echoing a bit of what Sheila's card is. I think this is how he feels. I think he feels like he is riding high. Yeah, he feels like he is the golden child. He is getting to indulge every single one of his dark fascist fantasies. And it's almost like he's out there, bold and brazen, naked. Yeah, his intentions are naked. They really are. As naked as a boy here. And he's standing up there with his rhetoric and stuff like that. And I think this is talking about him feeling pretty invincible. And he is loving being the center of attention. And yeah, I don't think anything's going to be happening yet because he's being protected by the regime. Lady G?
Well, eventually all the foods are coming down, but it might take time. But yeah, the truth comes down and he can't get away from it. So yeah, he may be sitting pretty now, but the time is coming.
Wow. So it's like a full circle, isn't it? When you put all the readings together, it's like he's feeling at his apotheosis right now. No one can touch me. No one can touch me. And then we get...
And then he drops off a cliff.
That's right.
Down into the
upside down.
Yeah, or something else in light of what's just happened. Yeah, go on, Nina.
I just want to share a comment here from Susie Beck. Thanks, Susie. Utah, where Charlie Kirk got shot, has just passed a right to carry law. In other words, freeing up, loosening up the already very loose gun laws.
Right.
Just saying.
The thing is, it never occurs to the people
never
on the far right that they could also become the target as well.
No, everyone. It's the same with gang members. It's the same with the right wing. Everyone's got a gun to defend themselves. Right? But they're all defending. No one's attacking.
Exactly. All right. So, oh gosh, look what I got on the base.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
Of course.
The base of my deck, yeah.
Can you imagine how many people were there with a gun?
Yeah.
In Utah?
Yeah.
Nobody was saved.
Indeed. All right. Are we ready for the next question? Yeah? All right. So this is coming from Denise. Look, I've shuffled and the devil's at the base again. Wow. This is, you see how this is, you saw me shuffle, didn't you? And you heard it. And I just looked again, like this is the energy of now, this moment, what is unfolding. Wow. My gosh. All right. So Denise Ferguson says, ICE raided a Hyundai plant in Georgia. Oh, yeah. Have you guys heard about this? My God. This is such an outrageous story. Hyundai plant in Georgia arresting 300 or so South Korean nationalists there temporarily to help with the startup. Yeah. So they were there to help with the startup so that American jobs could come to Georgia. 8,000 jobs, and some SOB rang up ICE, who's looking, anyway, never mind. South Korean officials are stunned and temporarily halted construction on the 22 US factory sites. Wow, 22 US factory sites. This is a disaster. Did Stephen Miller order this on his own, and how much will this affect both current and future foreign investments in the US? No, he didn't, actually. This one we can't actually pin on him because the culprit confessed. What is she called? She's called
Christy Nome.
No, Candy.
Yeah, she was somebody. She's been on TikTok. Yeah, she's blonde. I can't remember her name either. Yeah, she's like, I didn't think that it. I mean, she's like,
that's what.
So can someone let us know what her name is in the comments? I think it's Candy something.
Oh, yes.
Some douchebag. But basically what is, she is running for not governor, some kind of Senate governor thing in Georgia. And what they are speculating is she has, in order to ingratiate herself with Duck L'Orange, she's wanted to create some big hoo-ha because then Daddy's going to look at me and I'm going to be a star. Yeah.
There it is. Tori Barnum. Terry Barnum. I may be saying the last name wrong as usual, but Tori.
Tori, yeah. That's her name. So she is running and she says, look, you guys are calling me and telling me to die. And I think this is bots and everything. You know, she's saying, I think this is bots because she's getting attacked from all over the country. And basically they're saying the reason why she has done this is to raise attention to herself. But in doing so, she has effectively deleted 8,000
jobs.
8,000 jobs to Georgia. The reason why there were so many Koreans there who were there on permission by visa was to teach the Americans how to run the machines, because no one, surprise, surprise, can read South Korean. None of us can. yeah, unless you are from there. So she has single-handedly, basically, pretty much, potentially destroyed those jobs and that money coming in.
Yep.
So I think what we should do is let's read on her and then see what Shakespeare thinks of this turd. So
yes. Okay.
Let's read on her prospects. We'll do a one-card pull to see if she will get voted in as she believes she will. And then we'll ask Shakespeare's opinion of this idiot.
I mean, I'm pleased on one level she put a hand up, you know, before conspiracies filled the space. That's the one redeeming feature.
The truth is even worse. It's just even worse. Oh, my God. All right, one card pull. What's she called again? Tori something. Tori douchebag. Tori douchebag. Getting rid of all those jobs. Set energy. All right. All right. After 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. And this time, Lena, you're going first. What does that say? Global impact. Oh, my God.
Global impact. Now, obviously, South Korea is not impressed by this and furious, but I'm here to report the rest of the world is watching this very closely. They are outraged. So on the one hand, the White House is saying, invest, you've got to invest in the US, you know, like a bad joke. And this is a nail in the coffin of global investment on mainland soil. It's a very big deal because instantly the world was informed exactly what happened. They were there to help. These aren't cowering workers who were people smuggled in the back of a van. Right? These are technically very high-powered workers who were there to transfer the skills.
Yeah. So my card here, I've got the Knight of Cups, and this is this can talk about the envoy, yeah, the peacekeeper, the envoy. This, in a way, is representing South Korea's gesture to the United States. The Trump regime put pressure on South Korea to invest, yeah, because obviously he needs to have a win, and they agreed. $23 billion deal. They sent their people there in good faith. Good faith. I saw an independent YouTuber who worked on that plant, American guy, and he said they were training us for those jobs. I worked at that plant. Now everything is shut down. But the shadow of this card can talk about the deceptive message. Yeah, the one who's trying to seduce. This is her perspective. She was trying to seduce Trump and send this message to the GOP, like, look at me, I'm a badass. I called us and all those people. You know, that's what she did. That's, you know, that's how she talks. But this is obviously, this is backfired because everyone is just like, you know what? You've got rid of all our jobs. So this is the good faith of the South Koreans. South Korea is disgusted, by the way. This has gone all around the world. They cannot believe that they've been treated like this. These are highly skilled, trained people. The guy on the YouTube said the South Koreans make the best manufacturing in the world. Yeah. Anyway, so it's backfired. Lady G.
Well, and see, she was really happy to do this at first. We've got that old happy face. But unfortunately now, what's happened is the finances are being juggled and those ships out there are not coming this way. So, as far as her getting elected, good luck with that.
Wow. And Sheila?
Well, I got the perfect 4 of Cups. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. Apathy, self-absorbed, you know, all of the stuff that comes with the 4 of Cups. She soured the milk, for sure, with what she has done. Georgia is a state that needed a boost in jobs.
Yeah.
And they were literally coming over here to give Americans money to make their stuff. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. Yeah, she's an idiot.
Yeah. Prejudice is extremely expensive. And this is what a lot of people are going to be finding out. It is very, very expensive because this turd has not only basically ruined her own life and prospects. I don't know what planet Z she's on. We're thinking that she's going to be rewarded with being voted in. Please. When she's just got rid, just when the jobs market is tanking, everything's tanking. Yeah. And this SOB comes with a big mouth trying to look like some hotshot and it's ruined. Let's ask Shakespeare what he thinks. What's she called again? Candid? Was she called again? I forget.
Tori, I think is what her name was.
Branum. Tori Branum. And Barnum Circus was famous for 100 years. I'm just saying.
Tori Branum. Gosh, what an absolute Barnum. Okay. All right. So whose turn is it to call Shakespeare now? Who did it last time? I can't remember. Oh, wait. It would have been Johnny.
Yeah, it was the guests.
It was Johnny. So who's not done it for a while? Is it she? Is it Lena or?
I can't remember. I think Lady G should do it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Lady G, you know the routine. Tell me where to stop and then we'll get the bard's opinion on this douchebag.
Stop.
Oh, how interesting. Oh, okay. So here, this is from Romeo and Juliet. And the bard says of this fool, "Out, you green sickness carrion, out, you baggage, you tallow face." And then on the next page, Henry VI, part 2, it said, "How ill white hairs become a fool and a jester. So surfeit, swelled, so old and so profane." But isn't that interesting? Saying she's a fool. She's an absolute fool. She's an idiot.
A fool with a buffon thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we are.
Don't hold back.
Tell us how you really feel, Shakespeare. You can't blame the bard. All right, so are we ready for the next question? Let me get my phone open again. Sorry, guys, I have to look down to. Oh God, let's see. Ooh. Let me do newest first because all these different things coming in. All right, Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. Yes, violence of an option. Charlie Kirk, okay, is ice radiated. Oh, what's this here? Okay, so Jerry Gelding says, "I am bewildered by the number," she's from Canada, "I am bewildered by the number of people who know about Duck Larange's involvement with Epstein and yet choose to cover up and protect him. It's because they're implicated, that's why. Anyway, in my opinion, it makes them accomplices, yes. Will any of the 1,000 FBI agents who were instructed to scrub his name come forward with any of the evidence?" That's quite interesting, that, isn't it?
Interesting question, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think there's got to be at least one Republican with a moral compass.
Okay, I think what the question's talking about was they actually had to employ over 1,000 people just to put red lines. He was mentioned so often, or black lines rather, to rescind his name. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if they employed them. I think they gathered them, but I don't know if they freshly employed them to do that.
No, that's a good distinction. They must have already worked for the DOJ and they were allocated the task. But because the real files are so massive, this story is a really big clue on how massive the real Epstein files are.
Well, I think all the billionaires that have donated to Trump should be automatically under suspicion that they are on the list. That's my thing, is I think we already have the dang list. Just look at everybody that donates to Trump and his inauguration and all of that.
Wow.
I can't, not all of them are going to be, but I think we already have the list.
Yeah, of course. Well, look, let's give ourselves a bit of a breather to have a full card pull on this one, because I think also as well, because of the connotations of this. I mean, I knew there were the Epstein files. I didn't realize it took 1,000 agents to get, because there's
days and days.
There's so much. There's so much that they're wanting to redact his name. I've been keeping a pretty good beat on this, what they're doing and how they're doing it.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, let's do a full card pull. Yeah, let's do a full card pull. And in fact, in the times that we're in, so we got she's vanished. Oh, she'll be back. She'll be back.
A storm was happening.
Oh yeah, she did say yes. Sheila said there was a storm unfolding. So storm in politics, storm in the world, storm everywhere, it seems. So let's do a full card pull, ladies, while we wait for Sheila to get back with us. Clearly the weather gods have struck her out for now. Full card pull on these Epstein redactions, but also as well just what the wider implications and ramifications are. And I want to see what comes out in your cards, ladies, about this wider Epstein and why he's still being protected so much.
Just got a message from Sheila. Her electricity's gone.
Oh,
wow.
Be back, yes.
Well, whenever she's back, live TV, folks, it's all happening. Remember, also as well, Uranus is the planet of electricity. So, and he's going backwards, retrograde. Wow, my God.
So, yeah, I can start if you like, Hoagie.
Go for it, Lena.
Well, it's sort of, because this is such a disrupted show, I took my version of the question, like what will follow on from here. They're going to keep, when I say they, anyone who's invested in keeping Epstein's client list a secret is who I mean by they. So they're going to do their best to keep the reporters from the door, the wolves from the door. It's quite an active stance. They're trying to stamp out fires constantly, whether that's through other victims stepping forward or books being released or whatever. They're starting to have to pay more than they thought. Because if you put 1,000 people on a project like this, look at this. This is a whistleblower in this context, which was the original question, blowing the whistle.
Me too. Yeah.
Big whistle. Money. I think they're going to be offered money to not speak. So it then becomes a moral issue for them. They say everyone's got their price. I'd like to not believe that. I think most people have a price, but surely there's someone who can hold out. But this is active. This is an active situation here that they're trying to suppress. Because imagine what else they saw while they're looking for Trump's name.
Yeah.
What they must have seen and read and now know.
Gosh.
Why they didn't just press select all on the computer, I don't know, and change
or
Trump.
even use they want to use AI for everything. Why didn't they? Exactly. Why didn't? I'm pretty sure in a Word document you could put word search, and you're just putting Trump. Yeah, you just put in Duck Larange,
and just change it to Yvonne.
We should be, obviously there's the victims and stuff, but this is just bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre. This is bizarre. And by the way, we have over 3,280 of you here joining us live right now. So much appreciated. Thank you so much. It's been a tumultuous show, but please, of course, be sure to like and subscribe. Help this go wider. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, the outside influence is about their life, their long life thing, and about a message coming out of truth. But coming into it, it's about they're attempting to block, run interference on this course. And the energy coming into it is, again, then we have this big drama here for Trump. You know, again, still running interference, having the maze comes to Trump. And all the documents that they're looking at with, guess what? Yeah. Oh. Guess what? That they're looking at.
The devil.
Challenges the children and the, you know, to come out, and the craftiness to try to hide it. But potential outcome is looking deeper into this, the investigation. Somebody is going to have compassion and take the lid off of it. So they're going to keep trying to hide it, but somebody is going to wind up speaking. They're going to have some morality there somewhere.
Oh, wow. Fascinating. All right, so I think I'm going to have to pull a clarify on the last card. But anyway, so if we look here, I mean, I think this is the feeling of the agents here. This is the FBI agents having to rummage through, and I think a lot of them just personally just felt like they just want to walk away and just leave this behind, because I'm sure what they've read is just just yuck. Yeah, this is, you know, walking away, wanting to leave things behind. But this is also talking about Duc L'Orange as well, who wants this to stay in the past. He's so irritated. He's like, oh my God, nothing is shaking this. Why are we still talking about this? Yeah, he wants it to disappear. However, in the obstacle position for Duc L'Orange is, of course, the Judgment card. Yeah, the bugle call, Archangel Michael here raising up the bodies. And it's like, I think this card has come up a few times for me. It's like one body keeps raising up after another, or these bodies are the memories, the women, they were girls, but now they are women. The book also came out recently with all the lewd jokes and all of this kind of stuff. If we look here, obviously what Trump is trying to avoid is this, the tower moment. Yeah, the tower moment. He's trying to put it off. The tower, it's about shocking events. I mean, we've just had very shocking events happen today. This could also talk about Trump's health as well. Guess what? I also associate the tower card with planet Uranus. I literally wrote in my book, planet Uranus, that shocking, surprising energy that you can't do anything about. Uranus is also earthquakes, but can also be political earthquakes as well. If we look here, if this comes out, of course, this means what? Impoverishment and ruin. Yeah, here we've got the five of Pentacles, but this is also a poor health card. So, of course, we're asking about Trump, is talking about his health again. Also, as well, I think those agents that looked at this were also threatened as well, potentially, with financial ruin or losing their jobs if they didn't do it as well. They were being shown, you don't do this, you're out in the cold. You see, so it can show Trump's health, but also as well how they've been isolated if they do not do what the big guy wants. Now, if we look here, we've got the Strength card as the outcome card, which is actually quite a positive card. Yeah. And I think because with Lady G's card, talking about someone will find the fortitude and the strength. And let me just pull a clarifier to see how that may manifest. What's the energy behind this Strength card? Is it virtuous, or is it Duc L'Orange trying to hold on? Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, look. Wheel of Fortune.
Big so cards, this is... You've got big cards.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, a lot of, oh my gosh, of course. Yeah, because I've had the Judgment, Major Arcana, Tower, Major Arcana, Strength, Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. So this is a big deal. In a sense, I feel like we are in times where the Wheel of Fortune is turning. It cannot be stopped. Like with what is going on with Charlie Kirk, and then they're going more to the right. But now we've got, you know, like I said, Nepal, the riots there where the parliament was burnt down, riots in France. People are starting to work out it's the billionaires, it's the elites. They're not buying the rhetoric anymore. And I think essentially the Trump regime and these other regimes in a way are kind of losing a bit of control. They're trying to get the control, but there are things happening that are beyond their control. So we'll have to see. I don't think this is over yet.
Mm-hmm. Right. I just want to send a message from Sheila here.
Sure.
She's very sorry, everyone, that she's been cut off, and we wish her well and that her power comes on again shortly.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the comments, someone said on today's news, 100 FBI agents are suing Cash Patel. Now, if you know any more about that, because I've heard that lesser numbers, 3 ones are, because he sacked all the agents who'd ever worked on a Trump-related issue for the FBI.
Right.
Right. Which is why I got that 5 of Pentacles being put out in the cold. They were threatened that if you don't do this, you're going to get fired. And maybe that's what the strength card is, them galvanizing their strength to fight back. Yeah. And then the wheel, the wheel of fortune, like, regimes.
Can we do a 1 card on that? How's it going to work out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great idea. All right.
So this is FBI, yeah?
Yeah.
Cash Patel, FBI pushback. All right.
1 card, FBI pushback.
God, it's a dynamic show tonight, ladies. I'm so glad
Whoa, hold on to your hat.
It's just like, wow. Can't make this stuff up. All right. After 3, when Lady Lena is ready. All right. So this is Cash Patel versus FBI outcome. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Ooh.
Let's see what this is. Oh.
Is it supposed to be? Oh, look at that. I mean, your card already says it. I think, is it supposed to be me? I think going on this one. So let's look. If we look here, King of Wands. I think this is Cash Patel. Yeah, I think this is Cash Patel. Obviously, in the shadow expression of this card, the shadow expression of this card can be a very arrogant person, arrogant, domineering, and just a bit of a douchebag. Yeah, but this also can talk as well about passion, about energy. So I think these FBI agents are also energized, but I'm not sure it's going to be so great for him. You never know. He may end up siding with them. But Lady G, what about you?
Well, he's tried to sacrifice them, but I think that eventually, they're going to see it from a different viewpoint, the courts, etc., and reinstate.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Lena.
And mine with controlled speech. I think it's difficult because I'm sure every FBI agent signs, non-disclosure, everything. It's not easy for them to actually get this into a court of law and get it there. So I'd imagine we'll hear closed hearings and things like that. I think it'll go ahead, but it's not going to be the usual, thing. Controlled speech.
Wow, fascinating. And let's also as well, oh gosh, look, all these things I've got to say thank you. So Lisa, thank you so much. Sue Todd, thank you so much. Love, member, thank you so much. Oops, what am I doing here? And then someone here, Granny's Wandering Spirit. I really appreciate all of you. Hello from near Toronto. I love that, Granny's Wandering Spirit. Pam, thank you so much. It's a great one, isn't it? Killer of Americas, this formula. Thank you so much. The flag's not half mast for them. Yes. Exactly right. Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed. Then Rita Bartley, 2 more children shot. Devin. Oh gosh, shot in Denver and crickets. She says. Marvel Johnson, thank you. What does the Bard say about hate monger Steve Miller? Well, we just asked, didn't we? Who else here? Gosh. Wordsmith, thank you so much. Oh God, I keep clicking off. And then, sorry, Dr. Liz. Oh my God, $100. Wow, thank you. Teresa, thank you so much. Catherine, thank you so much. Antoinette, thank you so much. And then She Talks to Rocks. I love that name. Appreciate you all so much. Look forward to the show every week. Thank you. Much, much appreciated. All right. So we've got, what's this here? SCOTUS may only appear to, okay, this is coming from Trina. And they started here, you can see here, it says SCOTUS. I need to read the question. SCOTUS only appear to base judgments on the Constitution if that helps the felon. Will the Democrats invoke sweeping changes when they're in a position to do so? Also, will those who have bent over backwards to betray the Constitution and the function of SCOTUS face any consequences? Loss of superior judge pension rights, etc. So, okay, let's do that. Will the Democrats invoke sweeping changes if they're in a position to do so? I think that's a more concise one, isn't it?
Okay. And to that question on Stephen Miller and the Bard, just to let that viewer know, we did the Bard on Stephen Miller quite recently. That's why we didn't do him today, but he'll turn up again.
Oh yeah, he'll turn up.
This is a huge question, of course.
Yeah, another full card pull, and also as well, we're one man down as well. So, you know, we've got a bit more time, and then, oh gosh, the time has gone so quickly. So we do a full card pull and then squeeze one more in on Duck Larange, I think.
Supreme Court and Dems.
Supreme Court and Dems. Supreme Court and Dems. All the Dems. Well, I've got some opinions on the Dems at the moment, but I'll just keep that under my hat for now.
Yes.
Not the good ones, of course. I know what they. Oh, wow.
Oh, Lady G, you're doing a one-carder.
Are we doing more than one?
Yeah, you can do a full card on this one. Just pull some more. Or you could do the one card, and then as we're reading, you can pull again.
Okay, well, I'll do the one first. Kiss me roughly. So, yeah, they're going to do sweeping reforms.
That's fabulous.
I like it, you know.
That's fabulous.
That's good. And then pull a few more. We'll come back. Lena, what do you have?
Well, the cards are so much better than I was anticipating, I have to say. You know, like Queen of Pentacles. I think many people have said Kamala Harris would be brilliant as AG or in some big legal thing rather than the front of the party. This is a female, powerful female there. They're working on it behind the scenes. This would be Sheldon Whitehouse and those others who have worked on the impeachment papers for 2 of the Supreme Court justices. And he's been working on it for 5 years, and this implies long-term, deep work. Okay, they get the Strength card with their endeavours. People will be happy. And here's the legal card, cutting through that, because we all know it's not as simple as just adding numbers to the board, etc. It's quite complicated, very complicated. But these cards are better than I would have thought. Hope it's wrong.
All right, so with my cards here, because I've just thought of a Duck Larange question. So first card here I get is the 7 of Cups. Yeah. So this is the card of illusions and delusions, but also confusion as well. So my advice to the Dems would be is like, get clear on your message.
Yeah.
Clarity. People need clarity. It's looking confused. You got some people who seem to be fighting for the right thing. Others seem to be a bit not sure, not wanting to endorse Mamdani, even though that everyone in the whole world and his wife voted for him. Why has he not been
there are million miles from this.
Acknowledged? Yes. So there's confusion here. The public is actually confused with the Dems and what they stand for. Yeah. Here, if we see the next card that comes out, we got the Moon card. We never want to see this card when you're looking for clarity, yeah, especially when it's preceded by the Seven of Cups. They have to sort it out. The public are like, what is going on? This doesn't seem clear. Nothing is clear by moonlight. But if we look here, it's the battle between the dog and the wolf. The dog talks about the duty and the responsibilities that we should ideally carry out. But the wolf is talking about the wilder instincts. The lobster for me symbolizes something coming out the deep subconscious, and it goes towards the wolf. So this is much more about what are people's true motives that are saying that they're on the Democrat side? Because remember, they said the social liberals need to leave and start their own party. Did you hear that? One Democrat guy said they need to leave and start their own party. It's like, really, dude? Anyway, however, look, the sun comes out. Isn't that interesting that we've got sun and the moon together?
The sun.
The sun brings what? Enlightenment, clarity. Something is going to happen in the next few weeks where the light is going to be shone on everything. And really, to be honest, it's being shone now. I think maybe this is like a Mamdani type character where I think it's become clear to the base what needs to be done. Yeah, no more of this silly mamby-pamby. Look at this, another major arcana. We've got the Magician. The base wants the Democrats to take their power and use every tool in the book at their disposal to win. This is what the base wants. They want taking of power, clarity, no more ambiguity and secret deals in the night and confused messages. And then ultimately they want them to take that sword of truth, their messaging, their rhetoric. Yeah, remember, pages are all about messages. Short swords can be sharp. They want them to sharpen their tongues, sharpen their message, go to the media, go to the younger independents and start talking on those platforms or independent channels as well. And then they might be able to turn it around. There we are. Lady G, what extra did you pull?
Okay, well, here we go again. The outside influences, once they get into power, of course, they're going to focus on making things better, prosperous, etc., getting us back on track. And so now they're having to struggle with it, continuing the fight. Energy coming into it, they're looking at what they can do for the long term, how to move it forward. Right now, behind the scenes, they're discussing, they're talking about things. The challenge is the new action. What are they going to bring forward? But the potential outcome, they are going to continue to move. So they're looking at stepping up what they can do.
Right. Wow. Okay, so the time has gone in absolute flash, but I think we should just do one more one-card pull. And it's a question that just came to me, which is, how is Duck Larange going to use the Charlie Kirk incident? I'm just going to put it there. How is Duck Larange going to try and use that incident? One card pull for Charlie Kirk, and just to see. We know what the base is going to do, but let's just see. I just want to see his reaction. Duck Larange, Charlie Kirk. How's he going to use it? All right. We go after three. 1, 2, 3. And I think it's going to be Lady G first this time. Oh my goodness, look at this. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, of course, he's going to be up there and try to rule the roost and put out whatever type of nonsense he wants to put out to try to change the subject.
Yeah. And Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Well, even he can't outrun the Grim Reaper. And it's like he can be as tasteless and manipulative as he wants, but the fact there's been another school shooting the same day will hold the contrast up.
Yeah.
That'll do the work.
Yeah.
What do you mean half-mast for Charlie Kirk and we're burying children? Talk about sacrifice.
Yeah. And here I get the Tower card. He is not going to be able to control this. I think a match has been lit. And I think we are now, and again, isn't it funny, because I've been talking about Uranus, haven't I? And I said, this is the card I associate with Uranus. Uranus is going retrograde, moving back onto that star, Algol. I knew he was going to go retrograde. I didn't know he was going to go back as far as 3 degrees, which makes it conjunct, which means for those weeks and months that he's moving back, that theme of Algol, people losing their heads, but literally, as we know, it does deal with assassinations. It does. When and endings of careers and stuff like that. It's retrograde. Charlie Kirk is gone. You know, again, we condemn that. You know, that's no way to die. And then, but of course, this can also talk about other leaders in the movement. What I'm worried about, I hope it doesn't escalate where the far right are going to try and take out left-leaning people and stuff like that. But it also seems there's plenty of people out there working on the magical side as well, tipping the scales the other way. So we'll have to see, but we might see more of this type of stuff, guys. Yeah, with this retrograde action of Uranus. But wow. Ladies.
Well, thanks, guys, for hanging in. We're blessed with our viewers, and poor Sheila lost her electricity.
Yes, bless. So Sheila, if you're watching on your phone, if you still got some power on your phone, hopefully, oh God, that means everything's going to defrost in the freezer and all that stuff. Oh, make some food now while you can, Sheila, if you've got gas. And I hope you're going to be all right and you'll be back with us soon. Thank you, Lady G, of course, so much for your contributions and skills and talents. Likewise, Lena. It ended up being the 3 of us in the end. Yeah. The power of 3. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So, guys, thank you so much. Please be, of course, sure to like and subscribe. That was quite a wild show today, and I hope people didn't find it too triggering either, because, you know, we are in really extraordinary times. And also as well, our thoughts as well for the victims of Epstein, which always get kind of overlooked, and all of the people that have been dying in mass shootings, schools, etc. And everyone, the violence just has to stop. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Thank you everyone as well to donated, and of course we will see you next week. So bye for now, and thanks so much for the support. All right, see you soon, folks.
Cheers.
Yeah, big love.